In a small dusty village surrounded by tall palm trees and dry farmlands, there lived a poor boy named Madu. He wore old clothes, walked barefoot, and begged for food just to stay alive. His father had died when he was only 6, and his mother became sick not long after. By the time Madu turned 10, he was all alone. The villagers looked down on him. They called him dirty, lazy, and useless. Some even threw stones at him. Others laughed when he came close, holding out his tiny hand for help. They saw him as a burden, a beggar who would never be anything in life. He slept under trees during the dry season and under abandoned stalls when it rained. He ate leftovers from people's plates and drank water from the stream, even when it was muddy. But through it all, Madu never gave up. Deep inside, he believed that life had more to offer. One day, he left the village. No one noticed, no one asked where he was going. They were too busy with their farms, their gossip, and their pride. Madu walked for 2 days until he reached the nearest town. There, he started doing small jobs, washing plates at a food stall, carrying loads in the market, and sleeping on shop floors. He worked hard. He never complained. Every coin he earned, he saved. A kind old man who owned a bakery noticed how hardworking and quiet Madu was. One morning, the man offered him a job, full-time work, daily meals, and a small place to sleep behind the shop. Madu accepted with deep gratitude. Years passed. Madu learned how to bake bread, mix dough, manage customers, and handle money. The bakery owner grew old and had no children. When he passed away, he left everything to Madu. By then, Madu was no longer a boy. He was a focused young man who remembered where he came from and the pain of hunger. He expanded the bakery into 3 more shops. Soon, he owned bakeries across 3 towns. People loved his bread. He trained young boys who were just like he once was, hungry, lost, and poor. But Madu didn't stop there. He started saving even more money. He bought land in the city, invested in transport business, and partnered with traders to supply goods across the state. Before he turned 30, Madu was a millionaire. Despite his wealth, he remained humble. He wore simple clothes and spoke kindly to everyone, but he never forgot his village. The pain still burned in his heart, the way they laughed at him, chased him away, and treated him like dirt. So, one day, Madu returned. He came in a long black car, followed by trucks, filled with food, water, books, and supplies. The villagers gathered, shocked. No one recognized him at first. But when he stepped out of the car and said his name, their mouths fell open. They remembered the barefoot beggar. They remembered laughing at him, pushing him away, and mocking his hunger. Shame filled their faces. But Madu didn't shout. He didn't scold them. He didn't brag. He only asked one question. Who owns the land around the village? They told him the land belonged to many families, but most of it was unused. He smiled and said he wanted to buy it all. At first, the villagers didn't believe him, but when they saw the cash, their eyes widened. One by one, they sold their land to Madu. He bought farms, forests, and even the land beside the stream where he used to drink water. Soon, Madu owned over half the village, but he didn't build a big mansion or chase anyone away. Instead, he used the land to build a school, a hospital, and a bakery training center for the youths. He gave scholarships to orphans and provided free food to the elderly. Some people cried, some begged for forgiveness, but Madu only smiled and told them to teach their children to treat people better. His story spread to other villages. People came from far and wide to see the beggar who became a millionaire. Many asked how he did it. Madu always gave the same answer: hard work, patience, and never forgetting where I came from. He became a role model, not just for the poor, but for the proud. He proved that no one should be looked down upon. He showed that success can rise from the dust, and kindness can build empires. Moral of the story: never look down on anyone because of their current situation. Today's beggar could be tomorrow's leader. Life changes and people grow. Never underestimate anyone. The villagers laughed at Madu when he was poor, but he became the one who bought their land. People can change and grow no matter how low they start. Hard work and patience pay off. Madu didn't become rich overnight. He worked hard, saved money, and stayed focused for many years. Kindness leaves a legacy. Even though he was treated badly, Madu chose to help the same people who mocked him. That's true strength. Revenge is best served with success, not hatred. Instead of fighting or insulting the villagers, Madu used his success to make life better for everyone. He didn't let bitterness stop him from doing good. Education and opportunity changed lives. Madu didn't just become rich, he helped others rise too. He gave young people the chances he never had. Like, share, subscribe for more stories.